Hey, welcome back to my channel. So I had so much fun doing a Q&A with my mom that now I have got Scott into it. I have some questions that I just found on Google for like a husband Q&A, and I've looked over them a little bit, but I haven't told Scott what they are because I didn't want him to prep his answers. So this has like 34 questions, but I'm probably not gonna do all of those. But are you ready?
Yep.
Okay. So it starts with, how and where did we first meet?
We were at Sims Middle School for a Catalyst audition.
Where was that? Is that Greenville County?
That was Union.
We were in Union, South Carolina.
Yeah.
For
like an independent drum line called Catalyst, and I don't know if we really like talked very much at the audition, but we both made like the drum line, and we were both on bass drum, and so we started Facebook messaging.
We started Facebook messaging?
I Facebook messaged.
He Facebook messaged me, but we met in person at the drum audition. I don't remember like walking into the gym and seeing you. Do you remember the first time you laid eyes on me?
Not really. I mean, I don't remember much other than you probably had like a t-shirt and sweatpants on.
Right. My first memory was, so if you know drums, I was bass 4 and he was bass 5. My first like recollection of any time we talked was when Scott, he was the drum behind me, said something about like, let me know if I bump into you. Is that your first memory?
Yeah.
So the next question is, what was your first impression? But again, I don't really remember seeing you for the first time.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I thought you were pretty when I first saw you.
You remember saying in your head, wow, she's pretty?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I don't remember seeing you for the first time. So what did you message me on Facebook?
I don't remember.
I remember.
What did I say?
You want me to say in front of them?
In front of the people?
You said, what's up, bass 4?
Yeah, probably.
That's how he got me. He won me. Actually, the way I remember it, you might not remember the same, is, don't look at the questions, is that you messaged me, you might have said like, what's up, or like, bass 4 or something, and then I didn't respond, and then you messaged me again. Is that how you remember it? You don't seem like a person that would double message.
No, I don't remember much about like messaging you, so I don't remember if
I don't know how long we messaged. Do you think that you double messaged?
I don't remember.
Would you say that that's the kind of person that you are?
No.
But we messaged for probably like a few days, and then exchanged numbers, and then we texted all the time. But so like when I think back, like I remember, I guess, kind of that you were more quiet, but like you were always talking to me.
Yeah.
As long as I've known you. So like most of the time, I guess when people meet Scott, they think he's quiet because he doesn't talk to them that much, right? He just doesn't, he'll talk to you, he just doesn't have that much to say. I don't know, a nice way to say it. But I just remember that he talked to me all the time. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't really have a first impression. Probably that you were like tall or handsome and so sweet.
Okay.
How and where was our first date?
Our first solo date was to Thatch, right?
Because we went on a date. So he lived like 30 minutes away in a different town, county, city.
Both.
All of them?
Yes.
So he would come to Bowling Springs. The first time he came, me and one of my friends at the time went to Fuji with you.
Yeah.
Did we talk to each other, or did...
Probably not.
That was
much.
weird. I don't know
Yeah.
why. We were just both, we had never dated anybody, so we dragged a friend with us. Then a little bit later, probably a few days later, we went to Fats.
Yeah.
We sat by the bar, didn't we?
I think so.
And then we went to see a scary movie. We went to see the one, Connect the Dots.
Something.
I
I don't
forget.
remember what it's called.
I forget what it's called. But it was on the preview that she said, was it dots or cuts?
Cuts.
Oh, I thought it was dots too. I didn't watch it because I was too busy holding his hand. Right? We held hands.
You held my hand, yeah.
No, we held hands. Okay, the next one says, where was our first kiss and how was it?
It was not good.
Why? Why was it not good?
It was awkward, and then it was like right outside of your house, I think.
Where do you know exactly where it was?
It was
Go.
on a storm drain.
It was on a storm drain, the thing that the water runs in. But it was awkward because it was both of our first first kiss, and we knew that we were going to do it. Like, I think we planned it. We were like, you know, when we see each other next time, we're going to kiss each other. And so we like walked around my block when I lived in this neighborhood, and then I don't know why, we were like almost back to my house, so I think we're like, we got to do it now. And so he's so much taller, so I like stood on the storm drain, and then it was like a,
Yeah.
right? It was nothing. But, I mean, I was just happy to have been kissed. But yeah, it was pretty uncomfortable because I think we planned it. It wasn't like organic. It was like, we got to get this over with.
Yeah.
Okay, this one, I'm cringing because I know the story and I don't want to talk about it. But it says, when did we meet each other's families?
I think I met your family the night I like picked you up and we went to Fat.
Right before the first date, I think, is when you walked in and met my family.
Yeah, but you had already met my family before we went
When
on a
did
date,
I first, before we were dating, I met your family,
Yeah.
sorta.
They saw you. They saw a shadow of you.
So what had happened was, it was so embarrassing. The friend that went on our first date, basically, that was there before we went on our solo date, I was with her. And so me and Scott knew that we liked each other, right? You like me. Because we were talking all the time. And so, you know when you're like 17 and you just do weird things. So her name was Taylor. And so me and Taylor I was like driving around and she was just like hyping me up. So I was confident. I wouldn't have done this if I was by myself. But we knew that Scott lived in Greer, so we drove towards that area, and me and Scott were texting like all the time. And so I told him, oh, me and Taylor are just wound up in Greer somehow. It was something weird like that. I'm like, oh, here I am. And so then he starts, you tell me how to get to your house, right? Or you get in the car. You got in the car and drove me to your house, didn't you?
Once you were close. Yeah.
Once we were in the vicinity, he got in his Ford Explorer and like met me somewhere, and then I followed him to his neighborhood, and then I guess I parked my car outside your house, right? So then me and Taylor, Scott's home alone, your parents were out at a game or something.
Yeah, basketball game.
A basketball game. And so I've like tried to block this from my memory, but then me and Taylor went into Scott's house, and for some reason his room was upstairs at the time, and I went. We weren't dating yet. Did I say I had to go to the bathroom, or did I just go in
I
there?
think you just went up there and like I just stayed downstairs.
I just went up to see
Taylor.
what his room looked like. But then we heard his garage, while I was upstairs, right? We heard the garage door opening because his parents were home. And so I ran to the front door to hide. I feel like I remember you telling me to like hide in Cole's room or something.
No, I don't remember what I said.
Or maybe I told Taylor I was going to hide in Cole's room. Like, that seemed like a good idea to hide in your family's house.
Yeah.
But I went and was hiding on the front porch until they came up the front porch.
My dad did, yeah.
And so I don't remember what we said, but what do you remember from that?
I just remember you like, you didn't turn and face anyone, like they saw the back of you.
I was like, not showing in my face because I was so embarrassed.
And then you didn't get in your car and leave immediately. You like went and walked to the mailbox for some reason.
I don't
And
remember
my
that.
mom came out and was like, I want to meet her. And,
Is that how she said it?
yeah, and I was like, well, they gotta go.
Were you
And
mad?
I don't think I was mad. But she's like, okay. So I think you just, and then you got in your car and left.
Did they know that you were talking to somebody?
Uh,
They had to know that you were texting somebody all the time.
I don't know, I can't remember.
Wow, it was so embarrassing, and I don't remember the first time I met them as your girlfriend, and I think I blocked it out because I was so terrified because the first time they met me, the first time they saw me or got an impression was when I had semi broken into their house.
Yep.
Semi. Okay, but they love me anyways, and we've moved on. Do you know, if I ask you when and why did you fall in love with me? Not why. You don't know when you love me?
When and why did I fall in love?
Wait, first, when did we say I love you to each other? I remember.
Like a month after we started.
Like 3 weeks after we started dating. And like I said, this was both of ours first relationship. And so I was like 17. And so I remember we were outside your house and you like hugged me and said I love you. And so I said it too, but at the time, like, we had no idea what we were talking about. Right? Because we were like 3 weeks into dating our first relationship. But I remember it was like really soon after we started dating. So when I knew that I loved you, we had probably been dating like 6 months or so, but I was working at Ingles, and I remember I was in the gas station and I told you that I hadn't had any dinner for whatever reason, like on break I didn't bring anything to eat or something. And then like an hour later, I think my sister was working that day too, and that she told me that like Scott was inside Ingles looking for me because I was in the gas station, so it was like over here, because you were with your mom, right? And he had got his mom to drive to Spartanburg.
We were already in Spartanburg for some reason. I can't remember what. I mean, we weren't near you or anything.
He somehow got his mom to go pick me up Chick-fil-A, and he brought it to me because he didn't want me to be hungry. And I just remember like watching you gave me the food and I was in shock, and then you walked off, you like gave me a hug and a kiss and walked off, and then I like watched you walk out of the automatic doors. And I just thought, I think I probably cried because it was just so sweet. And I'm like, wow, he likes me or loves me enough to go out of his way. And not just like on your own, but to vocalize it to your mom, like, hey, I'd really like to take Callie some food. Yeah, I don't know why. I just vividly remember whenever I think of when I first fell in love with Scott, it was when it just showed how like caring you were.
Okay.
When did you love me? When I walked through those automatic doors.
Right. I mean, I don't remember a single moment like that.
When your world changed?
I guess it was just like gradual.
You think?
Yeah.
Okay.
But no, I don't remember a single.
You loved me from the get-go, probably.
I don't remember a moment when like the sun shined down and that was it.
It still shines down.
Yeah.
Okay. How long have we been together? So we started dating January 9th, 2012. And then we broke up for a little bit, but we don't really count that. Do you count it?
No, because we were talking.
We talked, I think the longest during that breakup we went without talking was like a week, but other than that we were still texting on the phone and visiting each other throughout our breakup. And then we got back together and dated. So we've been together for...
Since 2012.
Since 2012. So we dated for 6 years. Then we got married, right?
We dated for 5 years.
We dated for 5 years, got married, and we've almost been married for 2 years. So we've been together since 2012. So...
Over 7 years.
Over 7 years. Long time, I think. Especially when we were like the first relationship. And the last. Right?
Yep.
Okay. What do you two do for a living, and are you using your college degree? So I work at the hospital, and I'm a social worker. So I have a master's in social work, and my job at the hospital is social worker. So yes, I am using my degree.
I work in IT as a network engineer. I don't really use my college degree. My college degree was in mathematical sciences, and I also got like almost a minor in computer science. They called it an emphasis. So I sort of use some of the computer science, but not really. But I also have some network certifications that I've done. But no, I don't really use my degree like someone who typically has a mathematical sciences degree would use it. Mm-hmm. So I don't really count it.
What's my favorite color?
If you're talking about painting a house, Like white. If you're talking about painting a room, it's great. And I generally think purple.
That's what I would say, purple, if somebody asked me.
Yeah.
But if I had to like pick out a car, like it wouldn't be purple. But if when I think of my favorite color, I think of purple. I always want to say for you, blue or green. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. How many children do you want? Be careful, because our children will watch this.
I mean, right now having 0 children, I would be good with 2 or 3.
I want a few more than that.
A few more or one more than that?
I want 4 or 5. I really think I could do it. I think I could have a big family. I think 4, but I would be open to a 5th.
I really want 2. I'd be open to a 3rd.
They're gonna meet in the middle and have 4 or 5 kids. What's your favorite TV show? Right now I'm watching Blacklist. It kind of just depends. Best one ever, Parenthood. Everyone should watch it. So good. I cried like a baby when it was over.
I mean, I liked The Walking Dead before it like got redundant.
Before it wouldn't stop.
Like really crazy.
What about, you liked Dexter?
Yeah.
But speaking of Dexter, our dog's barking. But we binge, I don't really like that word, we watch them quickly on Netflix, and so for like a month it's our favorite show, and then we move on to another one. So I don't really have an all-time favorite show besides Parenthood. That's my all-time favorite show. And Big Brother. I watch Big Brother every fall with my mom and my sister, so that's a really good one. Favorite sports team?
Clemson.
I'm like a bandwagon fan. I went to Clemson, so that would make me not a bandwagon fan because I went there. I like paid to go to school there, but I don't really care. He can sit down and watch the whole game just like zoned in, and I will like have it on while I watch a YouTube video or something. I don't really care. Last question is, what would you say are the key elements to make a successful relationship or marriage?
Definitely not just communication, but like effective communication.
I remember Scott told me one time, and it blew my mind, and I'm supposed to be like the therapist, that I personally I know how to talk a lot but not communicate. That was like in our relationship at one point, and like with my relationship with other people as well. But it like rocked my world, because it's so right that there's a difference in just talking to somebody or talking at somebody and like effectively communicating with them, you know. I would say trust is huge, and I mean it goes along with communication, but like just being honest, because a lot of times people like want to avoid conflict, so they keep everything in until like they're not honest about their feelings because they want to avoid conflict. So eventually your feelings will come out, so you might as well just be honest with them from the beginning if something's like bothering you or you're uncomfortable. Yeah. So what else? Communication, honesty, trust.
And you could say like knowing each other's love languages.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, most of what I think about like a successful relationship all boils down to communication.
Somehow.
Just because like I can think that I'm loving you or think that, you know, I'm doing everything right, but if I'm not communicating with you or you're not communicating with me, then like I can't improve or like stop doing something that's getting on your nerves.
Right. I think a lot of the times like our arguments, when we argue, and most people in general's arguments, are due to like a miscommunication some way. I think a lot of the times people don't, like, especially in a marriage or relationship, you don't want to be angry with the other person and fighting all the time, but it's like you feel like they disrespected you or whatever it is. There's like some kind of miscommunication, or you think that they're being mean to you, whatever it is. But yeah, communication is huge, and we've been together for, what do we say, 7 years, and it's still something that we're working on every day. Because it's not easy being like vulnerable with somebody, but it's worth it, you know. How long do you think that we're going to be together?
Until we did.
Who do you think is going to die first?
Probably me.
You're younger.
I know. But I think guys I have a shorter life expectancy.
I think you're thinking of the Brad Paisley song. Waiting on a Woman.
Oh. I don't know. Maybe we'll die together.
Like the Notebook?
Yep.
Okay, so that's going to do it for this Q&A with Scott. Maybe one day we'll actually have so many subscribers that they want to ask us questions. And then you can ask us whatever you want and we'll answer it truthfully and honestly.
Maybe.
Open book.
Maybe.
We'll answer anything that you ask us.
Honestly, too.
Anything in the world. But thanks for watching. Please subscribe and we'll see you later. Bye.